Edward Snowden's appearance at Vladimir Putin's big Q&A earlier this week is raising a lot of questions about his current role with the Russian government. Is he doing what he did with America and trying to find out more about a big government surveillance program, or is he in fact Putin's puppet? We're going to give you our take on that, but first, in case you didn't see it, we will show you his question to Vladimir Putin from earlier this week.
Does Russia intercept, store, or analyze in any way the communications of millions of individuals? And do you believe that simply increasing the effectiveness of intelligence or law enforcement investigations can justify placing societies rather than subjects under surveillance? Thank you.
Mr. Snowden, you are a former agent, a spy. I used to be working for an intelligence service. We are going to talk one professional language. First of all, our intelligence efforts are strictly regulated by our law. Of course, we do some efforts like that, but we do not have a mass-scale, uncontrollable efforts like that. I hope we won't do that, and we don't have as much money as they have in the States, and we don't have these technical devices that they have in the States.
Before we get to the substance of those ridiculous comments, is the screen behind him large enough? That's the real question at hand.
I'm always impressed with our panels here, but he really knocked it out of the park.
I mean, that screen is the size of Siberia. That thing is unbelievable. I've never seen a screen that large in my life. But we do not have the finances of the United States.
Well, not after
we spent all of it on the screen behind me.
That's funny. Obama comes out to like a velour curtain, and they've got that, but we don't have the money.
Right.
Somebody's compensating.
Well, they needed that screen because he was supposed to Skype with Chris Christie. And
okay.
Totally unnecessary, Christie.
Okay. And I like how he's like, you are a former spy. You used to wrestle bears. I used to wrestle bears. So we think alike. All right, now the rest of the real story.
Yeah, so coming out of that, a lot of people, I guess not surprisingly, have a problem with Edward Snowden, saying, you know, oh yeah, he's trying to find out more about the program. Obviously, you can't trust Vladimir Putin unless you're George W. Bush. So he must have done it as sort of a setup to allow. He sets it up and Putin just knocks it out of the park. I don't know that that's really the case. I don't think that that's how people are responding to what Putin said. And yet they are in the media using it as an opportunity to attack Edward Snowden. Now, Edward Snowden, in the wake of that, has responded saying, I was surprised that people who witnessed me risk my life to expose the surveillance practices of my own country could not believe that I might also criticize the surveillance policies of Russia, a country to which I have sworn no allegiance without ulterior motive. I regret that my question could be misinterpreted and that it enabled many to ignore the substance of the question and Putin's evasive response in order to speculate wildly and incorrectly about my motives for asking it. I think that that's a pretty good response. I mean, like the fact that he asks the question and then Putin sort of deflects about it, that's supposed to fool us into trusting him, that's a pretty bad read of how most of the media treats Edward Snowden, I think.
I think I can solve this one. I think that everybody used that moment for their own purpose. So I think Putin wanted the question. That's why they probably went and asked him. It's not like Snowden was like, oh, can I ask a question in the middle of your 4-hour televised thing? Right? Like, I don't think that's how the idea originated. It was Putin, and Snowden's question is taped. So they know there's going to be no follow-up, and he can answer it in any way he likes, and he gets to deny it. So he's using Snowden for his purposes. I think that's true. Yeah. But Snowden is also using him for his purposes. And Snowden is saying, I wanted to get the guy on record, right? So now he's on the record, kind of like, honestly, Tim Russert used to do with Meet the Press.
Yes.
Okay? So if you thought Tim Russert was a great journalist, then I guess you think Snowden did a great job here, right? Mm-hmm. Now, Russert had an opportunity to do follow-ups. Snowden didn't here. So I think the answer is both. I think that there is no like, oh, Snowden was in on it and wanted to help Putin. No, they both got something out of it, and I think that that's why it went down.
Yeah, look, if he wanted to get something out of it, well, then he didn't really get what we think he wanted to, because he got an evasive answer, which makes Putin look exactly how we think Putin is, right? Was that a little too roundabout there? I mean, I think he got him to say something evasive. So if he was in on it with Putin, he would have got a more direct answer that would have been believable. Instead, we got a disbelievable and unbelievable answer. And so that, to me, you're getting nothing. He's not helping Putin in any way here.
I mean, obviously they're in cahoots, Dave. He's under the influence of the Russian intelligence services. It's obvious. That's why when he blew the whistle on the United States, he immediately went to China and then waited and then tried to go to another country.
But Jimmy, wasn't that just a false flag so he could then get to Russia a little later?
It's just so sneaky. So you can just do whatever you want. I've seen lots of people say this stuff. Exactly again. This guy did not sell his secrets to anybody. He gave them to American journalists. He gave them to the American people. He did not give them to Russia. He didn't give them to China. He didn't sell them to a terrorist. He gave them to American journalists, and he risked his own life. So it is, wow, I gotta tell you, I was blown away by even at the Huffington Post and the stuff people were writing at the Huffington Post about Edward Snowden. It was kind of stomach turning, and I find it after all this stuff that we've been through, people are still shitting on Edward Snowden. Isn't it? It's kind of mind blowing, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And look, we just found out that they're in line to get a Pulitzer for the stories that they wrote about Edward Snowden.
Right.
I mean, how much more do you need? And, so I guess Snowden could have said, no, I won't ask you a question, right? But look, the ball's on the guy afterwards to write a piece in The Guardian where he says, basically, I don't believe Putin, and I think he was evasive, while Putin is at least sheltering him from the United States so that he doesn't spend life in prison. You don't think that takes gigantic balls?
Again, showing more courage than his critics.
Yes. And also making clear that the reason, I think that this is a bad reason, but the reason that he wanted to ask, knowing that Putin would give at best an evasive and more likely a complete lie of an answer, is that he wanted to sort of set up an equivalence between that situation and James Clapper lying, before the Senate. The problem there is that, okay, so you've got, Putin lying, Wade Clapper lying, doesn't really seem to be accomplishing much. But I love the point that you made about the fact that it could be that there is some big plan where he wanted to end up in Russia. Unfortunately, we'll never know because he wasn't allowed to go anywhere else. And playing on that and people's expectations that he's there. Look at him asking this easy question. He should do something else while he's there. Glenn Greenwald had a great tweet about it. He says, Snowden should storm the Kremlin, take their surveillance docs, and demand to be sent to the U.S., just like his brave, patriotic critics would do. So I like that. Glenn Greenwald, very smart guy.
By the way, although Putin obviously was evasive, we got more honesty out of him than we did get out of James Clapper, or even that we've got out of Obama. You know what I mean? He basically said, we don't have the money, the capacity, but I used to kind of do this thing, so I know we're sort of doing it. That actually is much more honest than anything we've gotten from him.
I think it's still lying.
So no, of course, it's still a lie. It doesn't change that. But it does take the onus off Snowden a little bit because he did get something sort of honest.
And people are also giving Snowden shit because, hey, all the countries are doing this metadata stuff. Oh, so he should have somehow gotten secret data from every goddamn country in the world.